He's just exactly what we're talking about here. Brandon Sorenson is really, we saw the great match that he had with Zane Rutherford, the 11-minute battle, overtime battle, and able to go out there and get a couple takedowns against the national champion, able to get out from Zane Rutherford. And we saw the match against Ohio State, how physically dominant he can be in the top position, wrestling Micah Jordan. But, Kingsley's got a tough battle here, but if he can go ahead and keep position and stay concentrated, he's going to, hopefully keep this match score down, keep the team points down, and keep Minnesota into this.
You talk about the importance of bonus points. There's certainly the opportunity for the Hawkeyes with their two-time All-American Brandon Sorenson, runner-up last year to Zane Rutherford from Penn State in the NCAA Finals.
And the thing you like about Sorenson, once he gets in there, his finishes are just solid. The question is, he hasn't been able to get in there and get the repetitions or the finishes. He spends a lot of time in this ear-to-ear position, and for a guy of his caliber, he gets stuck a little bit. But once he gets on the leg, he's a very solid finisher. Usually gets a takedown. A lot of good fakes right there by Sorenson. Kingsley's not an inexperienced guy. He's had some, he's been in these matches throughout his career, and big matches, so he's not going to be intimidated by that.
Well, Kingsley's a 3-time letter winner. He also leads all active Gophers in career falls with 23. So you are exactly right there. He's a veteran stepping in. He's got a job to do, and that's to fight. And right now, he is not letting Sorenson get through that head-arm defense until right now.
Yeah, nice job on the second shot right there. He kind of repeated on that pretty well, and you talk about being able to finish pretty well. That's what he does really effectively, and I like what Sorenson did in that situation. But, again, 2 minutes go off the clock to be able to do it, but then here's where he's also a hammer, is in the top position. Yeah, he has put himself in a position, if he can go ahead and get those early attacks off, to be competing for a national title. I really believe that.
And I think you just made the point about the fact that he rode Micah Jordan for that final period, the third period. He's shown that he is a tough rider on top. And so the key to Sorenson from Iowa is moving and wrestling to his positions.
Yeah,
and he has done it.
And Tim, if you take a look at, on the top position, he's always looking for that left wrist, okay? And you see the way he was able to collapse that left arm down and to get the elbow to fall to the outside, and he usually collects the wrist.
Short time in the first period. We're just getting started at the Sports Pavilion on the University of Minnesota campus. Iowa, Minnesota, a border war rivalry. And Sorenson, after the takedown and ride, 2-0 lead at 1:49. That's where we've started. We're just getting going. J.R. Johnson, the head official. So Sorenson chose on his feet to start the second period.
Yeah, I think Sorenson's thinking bonus points. He respects. I think Kingsley's got a pretty good leg ride and cradle, and he didn't want to get bogged down in that situation. He wants to work on his feet a little bit more. I really like the shot that he pulled off there, though. Kingsley getting to the shot, doing a good job of getting the hips back. Notice how he's going to put the top of his head in the shoulder, and he's waiting for Kingsley to pop up. Actually, Kingsley did not square up with him very well right there, and he got an easy go behind.
Sorenson from Iowa, the 4-time Iowa High School state champion, Denver High School. One of his coaches, his dad, Dwight Sorenson. Also has a brother, Blake, who wrestles at Upper Iowa as well. A wrestling family, a wrestling town. Denver, Iowa, proud of Brandon Sorenson and what he's been able to accomplish as a Hawkeye.
And keeping my eyes on the activity level of Sorenson. He, like I said, doesn't want to get bogged down, so he's a little bit more of his forehead. He's not going ear to ear so much. He gets ear to ear right there. He's able to drop in on an ankle pick right there. Nice way to scoop it up. Again, this is a good sign for the Iowa Hawkeyes to see this guy picking up his activity level on the feet. And that's one of the reasons why he probably chose neutral. He wants to get this
keep it at 90.
Experience and focusing on getting his attacks off.
A lot of pressure on top. Forward pressure by Sorenson. Really has upped his game in the top position this year, Jim. 10 seconds left in the second period.
Warning red! Warning red!
And the warning against Brandon Kingsley. Kingsley also from a wrestling family. His dad a wrestler and coming from Apple Valley, Minnesota, Apple Valley High School.
Well, you see this particular sense, he's able to drop in off of the tricep right there and got to, he's, like I said, that's something that you should feel at this level here, but he's able to circle in and come right off the tricep and drop down to the heel.
Easy.
Caught caught Kingsley stepping right into it. So Sorenson,
And you're right about Kingsley. He wanted to be on top.
yeah, and so
But
nice job
Sorenson
of getting out.
One escape.
They give one escape. It looked almost like a reversal, but it was an escape there for Sorenson. He goes out in front 7-1, the number 4 ranked wrestler in our Intermet national rankings. Brandon Sorenson out in front 7-1, working on a major decision.
He's going to go the other direction. Looks like, yep, going to go into near arm far leg. He might be able to take him to his back, and Kingsley bails out of it.
Kingsley felt that coming, didn't want to go to his back, based out. It's 9-1. Kingsley from Minnesota has been warned for
Still
stalling.
you, Green. Still Green. One red.
I like what I saw there is that he was able, normally when Sorenson stuffs the head like he's doing right now, he'll drift to the left. And in that particular instance, he saw Kingsley come up and he came back to his near arm far leg.
Easy.
It's easy go behinds right now. Great opportunity to go ahead and build the lead. And they've already got the 8-point differential for the extra team point. It's going to be difficult to 43 seconds to take out Kingsley and get a tech fall.
Well, it's a different kind of match for Brandon Sorenson than the last 3 wrestling. Micah Jordan, Zane Rutherford, and Anthony Kolika from Oklahoma State. 3 top 5 wrestlers in his last 3 matches. Brandon Sorenson wrestled a very, very tough schedule in the last couple of weeks. And right now, he is not having any problem with his Gopher opponent. Out in front 12-2, going to get a major decision.
Easy.
It was a good match for Sorenson. A lot of offense.
And that's the end of the match. Sorenson with riding time, 13-2. It's a major decision. And that's 4 points on the board for the Hawkeyes. They go out in front 4-0. There's your winner by major decision, Brandon Sorenson, the junior 2-time All-American. And today,
Short to be able to wrestle one of the best wrestlers in the country. Just a freshman. Michael Kemerer's been very solid. And, there's been no break. Sometimes you see a point in the season where a freshman has a little bit of a lull or lax. And yet to see that here with Kemerer, and that's just because he just gets after the whole match. In excellent physical condition. It's a good job here on that single leg. Got Short in a little bit of trouble. Short trying to...
Well, he heard your keys to the meat, Jim, because he pulled the trigger fast, Kemerer did.
Yes, he did. Jumped on that leg right away, collects the 2-point takedown. A great start for Kemerer.
We talk about wrestling families. Jake Short from a wrestling family. His dad, Will Short, All-American from Minnesota, but also a very successful high school coach. He wrestled for his dad at Simile High School in Grove Heights, Minnesota. Jake Short, quite an athlete himself. He was both a tennis and wrestler, 6-time letter winner in both sports. So Jake Short trying to break through against his highly ranked freshman from Iowa, Michael Kemerer.
And Kemerer, when we've seen him, come on the scene here, particularly the match with the Midlands that he had with his Nebraska opponent, he has ended up winning that bout there. There's a spin around there. Nice job by Short, taking advantage of the long shot that Kemerer took. Got a shot across the body. Real easy way to collect some points.
It's just a matter of confidence sometimes. Short having the home crowd here. Contrasting body styles a bit between these two.
Yeah, the Kemerer's got nice length and a good reach. Short a little more stockier, but not, I guess not too stocky, but he ends up just being, compact. And he does a good job of working off the elbow ties. He got a nice little duck off of that. So if he catches Kemerer pushing into him off the elbow tie, expect a duck under. And this is a period of the match, okay? He's slowed Kemerer down just with that go behind. He's caught Kemerer a couple times shooting across the body.
Work through it.
And you're really going the long way when you do that. He's able to stop him this time. So he's looking for that single leg. Kemerer's looking for the single leg. He was able to get to the lead leg. The Short's taking it back right off of the whistle.
Jake Short was a 4-time state champion in Minnesota and been trying to reach the expectations that he had coming out of high school. And great opportunity right here today to get a signature win.
And sometimes you just go out there and you say, I'm just not going to let this young guy get me. This is a great opportunity for him to be competitive in this match.
Coach Agam talks a lot about wrestling in the moment. He said that's where, nice job by Kemerer, because Short was trying to duplicate his first takedown, and Kemerer kept coming and really closed the gap.
Yeah, he caught him. That time he shot a little bit deeper, a little harder. That was just an effort attempt there by Kemerer. He got a little deeper, got to the leg, and got the quick finish.
Really impressed by Kemerer's poise as a freshman, the redshirt freshman out of Murraysville, Pennsylvania, Franklin Regional High School, having himself quite a year. Was defeated by the #1 ranked.
Quick look at that takedown attempt there.
Set bottom, don't move. Down
trying
easy,
to roll right through on it. But what Kemerer did, he's just got a little bit closer to the leg that time. He didn't shoot as much across the body. Got to it and got an immediate finish.
Quick escape for Kemerer. His only loss coming against Jason Nolf, the #1 ranked wrestler from Penn State, and respected so much that he didn't lose his #2 ranking.
There it is again. No, good job by Kemerer, just squared his hips. He was 90% taken down in that situation. He was a pop-up, get his hips squared out. Now he's got the trick knee going with Whizzer.
Great defense by the Hawkeye.
Get on your feet.
Just, again, Short is measuring him on that shot. And Kemerer does a nice job with the setup that time. We kind of saw this in the Midlands finals with Tyler Berger from Nebraska, where he would attack, he being Kemerer, just attack that right leg. And he's okay with making a few mistakes on it. Because he's a great scrambler and has good enough defense here with squaring up, and you saw him go ahead and hit that Whizzer to get to the neutral position.
Find that angle in there.
Hawkeyes out to a 4-0 lead with the major decision by Brandon Sorenson. We started at 149. We're in our second match of the border war between Minnesota and Iowa.
And this is, Short got a great opportunity this season to become an All-American. These are the things that you have to work on to become an All-American. Now, how are you going to go out there and manufacture your own points? He's been a good job in this match reacting to the things that Kemerer's done. There's an attempt there by Short, and Kemerer showed why his defense is he just creates the activity in the match, gets the activity working to a level that he's comfortable with, and he ends up always on top of these scrambles.
But again, the pressured ride by Kemerer, keeping Short flat, doing a good job there, Jim.
Yeah, but I appreciate what Short did there. He did exactly what I was referring to. He knew he had to go out there and manufacture his own points. He went out there and took his shot. But again, Kemerer's really comfortable to with any type of reaction, and high pace he's difficult to score on.
We'll go to the third period. Brandon Agam, head coach, along with Dustin Schlater there, former NCAA champion for the Minnesota Gophers, now an assistant coach.
Traditional.
Tom Brands and Terry.
You got it.
The
Down
Brands
easy.
brothers, both NCAA champions, Olympians, leading the effort for the Hawkeyes at their alma mater.
Right back in on that shot. Switching it off.
Nothing.
rolling, getting the ankle up high, creating a little scramble, and having nothing to do with that ankle pass attempt. You know, so many guys are allow that to go through, but he did a nice job of elevating the other leg. And he just had some body awareness. He moved his right foot when Short went for it. He could feel it, and he sensed it, and he squared up pretty well and covered.
Keep it at 90, Top. You're fine.
Good work there
You're
by
fine.
Kemerer. The thing you like about this guy is just his pace, his conditioning, and these aren't flashy shots that he's doing. There's nothing. I mean, he's just straight on double or outside head to the outside single guy, but he's used to scrambling and his conditioning is good. He can ride when he needs to. Very deserving in this number 2 ranking in this weight class.
Right now, letting up Short, working on a major decision, out in front 10-5 with riding time. And a low ankle shot coming out the back door.
Yep, he's going to scoop the bottom leg. He's going to push the ankle away. Right, just switches into it. And what he did that time is he didn't go for the leg that he wanted. When the other leg went up, he came back to the ankle on the far leg.
Right now, he sees, Kemerer does, that he has a major decision if he rides out this third period. Michael Kemerer going out and getting the job done against the ranked Jake Short.
That last takedown, Tim, was a candidate for Resolite takedown of the match right there. It was beautiful.
I got a warning red! Warning red!
Great reaction to what his opponent was trying to do there. When
hips are
pulled
clear.
The leg back out, he just attacked the one that was on the ground. Good finish as well.
Break, gentlemen.
So Michael Kemerer, the freshman, ranked number 2 in the international rankings, is your winner by major decision, 13-5. Another 4 points on the board for Iowa. 8-0, they're out in front. Here comes Nick Wanzek. Down from 174 to 165. Also from Simley High School, where Jake Short.
And we're off. This, just mentioned about scoring points early. This is a match where Wanzek really has got to go ahead and it's a little bit different for Gunther to try to go ahead and stay close with somebody, even if you're going up against one of the better wrestlers in the country in Isaac Jordan. But this is an opportunity where Wanzek has got to go out there and create points because, as you mentioned before, Tim, Gunther's gaining confidence.
Yes, he is. And Wanzek, you mentioned it. This is a big match for Minnesota in this meet. Wanzek, pretty good at hand fighting and has been undersized at 174, so he feels better down at 165. Very comfortable, and he looks good at 165 as well.
Like so many guys in this weight class, beyond the top 4 in the country, is that they have a difficult time getting through the head-hands defense, and so they spend a lot of time in these
fingers,
squared up with each other.
Iowa out front 8-0 after the first 2 matches. We started at 149. Iowa getting a win from Brandon Sorenson, and then Michael Kemerer.
Wanzek had the tie that he wanted right there, inside bicep tie, and had the wrist peeled down and wasn't able to get to the leg. Good work there by Gunther. He kind of shot through the arms, but just kind of an effort shot right there.
Gunther getting a win in the Ohio State meet over Cody Bircher in front of the home crowd. That was a big win for him. Like I said, had a really tight match with the All-American NCAA runner-up Isaac Jordan. It's a tough row to hoe in the Big Ten.
And in that match against Bircher, he was able to show that he had really good conditioning as well.
He had lungs. He had a tank on his back, and he really got it going in the third period.
Wanzek and both guys just shooting through the head hands. When they made their attempts, they haven't really quite been clear. And so you see that Wanzek working for that inside bicep tie. He has the wrist that he wants. Once he gets it, nice job of dragging out of that there by Gunther. He's got to the leg, right? And you know what? That's really important. A point right there is that Wanzek had an opportunity to square up there, but he saw the edge of the mat, and he took the temptation is to go flee,
Don't move. Down
right,
easy.
instead of fight in the
Don't
middle,
move him.
and
easy.
made it easier for Gunther to go ahead and collect the takedown.
Great execution by Gunther.
Like the drag, because he was out of position. Gunther taking him back down.
Easy, gentlemen.
Nice fight by Gunther there, and again,
I'll watch it. Just, don't fuss.
Iowa pulling the trigger early in the matches.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful little drag off of that. But now, critical situation, order win type match. Just try to finish the period in the top position. Wanzek clearly understands that. He's going to explode. Go back up, working back in. Peel and hand fight, cover the fingers. That's what he's done. And you got to make your turn. You could feel him, once you covered the fingers, you could feel him. Take a look at the takedown. Went off the drag. Watch how Wanzek looks and just tries to go away as opposed to fighting him like he's in the middle of the mat. And that just made it easier for Gunther to collect the second leg.
2-0 for the freshman from Iowa over Nick Wanzek.
Set bottom.
Gunther out front,
Not great.
2-0. Comes on top. Wanzek will start the second period underneath.
Wanzek coming back in.
Come 1,000. Make
So-
it a champ. On the mat.
See the crowd really getting into at this point in time. They feel that Gunther is just stalling in that position. I think he's doing a great job of changing his grip. You know, he was up high on the chest, he went low on the hip, and then he came back into the crotch with the other arm. So he's varying it up there, and it's so far Wanzek, when he gets to his feet, he looks like he's about 2/3 the way out. He just can't finish it out. And these are really covering the fingers. Look for him to get out in this position, but Gunther just kind of stays with him a little bit. He gets the escape. So
Gunther trying to beat his first-ranked opponent of the year. Never a state champion in Illinois. Wanzek, a 3-time state champion in Minnesota. Gunther out front 2-1. Trying for the upset here to give Iowa a 3-0 start in this dual meet. Wanzek trying to stop the bleeding.
Well, if I was Gunther, I'd go right back in on that drag that he was able to hit into that lead leg, or the right leg of Wanzek. And Wanzek's in real trouble here right now because he's wrestling a little bit high. He's trying to, kind of pummel his way back into this match, but he needs a shot to get through Gunther's defense. He's wrestling too high right now.
Well, and you talk about it, Jim, getting the officials' attention. I mean, it's with the crowd and the opportunity to get the warning, perhaps, you've got to go with lower shots.
Yeah, and he being Wanzek is wrestling with straight legs right now, so Gunther can feel that the level change all the way through, and his feet are active enough that he could fight it off pretty easily. Now he's controlling that left-handed underhook pretty well. Just kind of pummeling through, and you can hear his corner going, you got to clear, and they want him to work off of the free, but he's just too high. Look at how high he is. You can feel that coming from a mile away. I mean, you can see it, you can feel it, everything about it, and Gunther's going to react to that. Difficult to score when you're half a head higher than your opponent.
End of the second period, Gunther not even having to leave the center of the mat because of that high approach.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Green's down.
Look at Luke Becker, NCAA champion there in the blue shirt, assistant coach for Minnesota.
Well, what Brandon Megum is trying to tell him is that do you want to go ahead and try to stay on the top position, because if he goes ahead and rides him out the whole period, he can take it into overtime.
Good.
I think you test it out for a while, see if you sense any weakness from Gunther, but he didn't want to go there.
Well, he's going to have to do what he hasn't been able to do so far. We're talking about Wanzek getting clear of the head and hands defense of Gunther and getting a shot off.
And Gunther's doing the right thing and kind of crowd him up now a little bit. So when he crowds him, Wanzek stands up and goes a little straight-legged. You're going to sense the Minnesota crowd, very educated wrestling crowd, is going to get a little frustrated right now.
And frustrated with their own wrestler for not forcing action as far.
But they're going to get involved and maybe make it, if he can create a lot of attempts right now, maybe get a stall warning. But that's not going to help him because of the ride out in the first period. That ride out in the first period, go back to that, was really critical. You can't really win this by stall warnings. You're going to have to do it by offensive points. And look at Gunther pushing.
The ear-to-ear actually working in Gunther's favor right now.
Correct. And I think if you're rooting for Gunther right now, you want him to go ahead and get his feet active. And see how he did move his feet in that tie-up? Elbow deep. Nice job of pulling off of that.
The warning has been given to the Iowa wrestler.
Doesn't make any difference right now. It has to be won by offensive points. You're not going to get enough stall calls.
There's one, and a takedown would tie the match, or a takedown actually would
win the match
right now.
You're off. I got action.
Nice action by Gunther there on his attempt there at the edge. Wanzek needs his go-to move right there, Jim.
Comes back out. Gunther's propping on him. Couldn't drive all the way through. Didn't have a good enough angle. Now he's going to hit him with a headlock. Slips it, and Gunther's going to take it.
The upset win for Gunther. First win over a ranked wrestler, a big win for the freshman out of Libertyville.
Good match.
The Hawkeye wins. 3 more points on the board for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and they're up 11-0.
Almost got it caught a little bit flat-footed here, but did a nice job in the last 25 seconds of keeping his feet moving in the tie-up.
Country, and you've got to be consistent.
Yes, sir.
You've got to be consistent, right?
Yes, sir.
And was that consistent?
Yes.
We pushed
Because
those first 2 matches.
And I'm not
we pushed
saying
that
the
guy
push.
all
I'm not
over the
saying the
mat.
pushing part of it, Coach. What I'm saying is, at the end, all he did was put up skates on and went
Oh,
straight
my goodness,
backwards. If he would have circled.
We have setups, okay? You're the best